All right, let me see if this is working. Good afternoon, everybody. And great to see you still here because it's, what time is it? It's late afternoon, and I know the energy is not always as high in the afternoon, so we're going to keep up the energy until the end of the session. Looking forward to that. So, I always say that time is really precious because it is the only thing that we never get back at all, because the only resource that we cannot get back is exactly that. Anything else, money or resources or even relationships, you can get back, but time is something you will not get back. That's why these 14 minutes and 36 seconds that I have on the clock are very precious to me, and I know also to you because of your busy lives. So make sure these 14 minutes are gonna worth your time. So yeah, of course, I'm always interested in seeing who I have in the room. I know in the morning we've already asked a few times, who are you? But probably the composition of the room has changed a little bit during the day. So I would love to see who of you are actually in a startup. Can I see a raise of hands, please? Thank you. Who of you are employees at an organization? Can I see? Yes, thank you. Are there any independent people here in the room as well? Okay, thank you. So, great to see you still here. We have a good mix of people in the room. And yeah, so let me quickly tell you a little bit about my background and especially why pitching is so important in my opinion, but also why it was important in my life, important to such a level that I'm actually now talking about it all around the world. So, today, I'm a co-founder of 3 different businesses. I have one in Switzerland, one in Italy, and one in London. One is a coaching and training company called The Ultimate Pitch, and that's also why I'm here today to talk to you about exactly that. My other company is in business intelligence, so anyone here who wants to get more insight into your company's data can also talk to me. And I have also an investment fund in London. So if you're looking for an alternative way of investing, that's also a moment where you can come to me, yeah? Later today, I'll be here around after the speeches and in the evening. So hang around for that. But I also train all around the world at Fortune 500 companies to do pitching, also about mindset and presentation and communication in general. I do it all around the world. However, why do I talk about pitching? That's probably what you're wondering at the moment. And it's because pitching really changed my life. And how did it change my life? After I graduated from university, I'm an engineer by background, from Amsterdam. So I was born and raised in Amsterdam. Now people are thinking, what? You know, I don't really look like one. But yes, I was born and raised in Amsterdam. And after graduation, I wondered what I should do with my life. How many people have had this question, wondering what you should do with your life? Okay, wow, I'm not the only one. Phew, that's great. So the thing is that I wondered, what should I do? So what I did is actually I started traveling around the world, and this was my first career step, if you wish. I was a street artist, and I took my backpack and left the Netherlands, and I traveled all around the world for years, and I was selling bracelets on the street. It was a very interesting experience, I have to say. I learned a lot. However, after 3 years, I came back. And I was thinking, how do I get a job now? Because I came back pretty broke, I have to say, right? And then I was thinking, how can I get into a job that pays well, because Netherlands is not that cheap to live, and also to catch up with everything that I might have lost in time. So I started to look for jobs, looked at a lot of vacancies and wondered, like, how can I show value of myself to people who probably have not done what I have done, right? So can they connect with my experience? Can they connect with the value that I believe I can offer? So that's when I started to look for win-win situations. And I pitched myself to 3 jobs only in the end. And I got 3 job offers, which kind of made me think like, wow, if you're able to communicate your message in a clear way so that the other people understands the value, things can really happen in your favor. And why do I say that? Because my first job was actually a team lead job, for which I did not have any of the credentials, I have to say. Right? And I was managing 3 teams and a multi-million euro portfolio right from where you saw me before. And a lot of people told me it's not possible, so, which I will talk about a little bit later as well. But I realized that a pitch can really change your life, because from here, I also moved on to a corporation, a big one in Switzerland. Actually, they called me several times to join their team. And there, I realized that also one pitch can be so memorable that you are being memorized for a longer time, and you get opportunities also down the line. So pitching is really important. If you master that, it can change your life, which it did for me. So in this company, I helped a lot of startups and internal people raise money for their projects. We had an internal incubator. And there, I started helping other people pitch their projects to management, and we raised millions in this incubator. And that's when I realized, hey, there's a formula to it, actually. You can actually learn how to structure your message, how to present it physically as well, and get people on board. So that's when I started training other people. And from here, I started my own company, and I spread my message all around the world, on TV, on my own show, but also I travel all around. And that's what I do today, and that's why I'm here today with you, to also share that message of the importance of pitching and communicating for your business, for your job, for whatever it is that you want to do in your life. Now, what I'm going to talk about today are 3 things that I see that you really need to know about pitching. Okay, if you want to be successful. Very short and sharp, fast and furious. 8 minutes left, guys. Time is precious. So, let's see. The first one that I want to talk about is that your mind is the boss. All right? Everything starts with mindset. It all starts in your head. Everything that you see here, also in this room, this beautiful chandelier here on the top, this stage, the lights, everything, even the microphone I held in my hand. It started with an idea in someone's mind, and then being able to communicate and take the steps to execute. And that's what we have here. The mind decides what action you take, decides how you're going to go into any of the opportunities that you see. So the question is, do you see things as a possibility or not? If I would have seen this team leader job as a non-opportunity, because my mind said, how can you manage from tens of dollars to tens of millions of dollars? That's kind of crazy. If I would think it's impossible, I would have never applied for that job in the first place. But I did, and I got it. So it all starts in the mind if you believe something is possible or not. If you want financing for your startup, if you want a raise in your salary, if you want to find a job, whatever it is that you're looking for, you need to first believe it's possible, and then you take the steps. And why is it important? Because even if you take the steps, but you don't believe it, it will tell. People can tell that you're there standing without conviction. So in order to exude the right energy, you need to be able to convince yourself first. And the second thing here is, on the mindset, is that a lot of people don't really like selling or pitching that much. How many people have some kind of hesitance in selling or pitching in the room? Okay, some people here, yeah. It's very common, right? So that we don't want to be one of these people. Like, you know, I'm going to sell myself. I want, you know, give me the money, give me the money. It's very difficult to overcome sometimes this barrier. So that's why, for me, to change this mindset, because it will stop you in your process if you cannot get over this blockage. I always put my heroes on a picture, and I look at them and I'm thinking, they are great salespeople. They are great pitchers. That's why they got the results they have. They were able to convince other people to join a dream, right? An idea. And if you look at these slides, not all of them, well, actually none of them had a Harvard degree. None of them were actually in some kind of sort of, you know, like had rich families. They came from different countries, and that means that anyone can do great stuff. I love looking at this picture because I'm thinking, in whichever thing you're passionate at, whichever background you have, you can succeed. Okay? And also learn from your heroes. Put your heroes on the picture. And for me, this is Richard Branson, CEO of Virgin Group. Anyone knows Richard Branson here in the room? Yeah. So I want to learn from him, so also study your heroes. I went to his island last year, met him, and just soak up the energy, right? So study the people that you admire and wonder why you admire them, and chase behind your dreams like they do. Because, very famous saying, whether you think you can do something or you cannot do something, you're always right, because the mind is the boss, all right? So, 5 minutes, seconds, I'm gonna go fast and furious now, really. Second, no story, no glory. What does it mean? here you see a lot of numbers on this slide, right? And pitching is for a lot of people, especially in finance, thinking about numbers, numbers, numbers. And numbers are important. I'm not saying they are not. For sure they are important. The question is, however, how can we stand out from just only numbers? Because people invest ultimately in people. On paper, I did not have any of the credentials of the job that I was applying for. But because of the people connection, and of course you need to have the capability and believe your capability to do so, even on the paper, sometimes it doesn't look completely amazing. If you have the right story for yourself and for other people that they can connect with, you can change completely the game. So, except for the numbers, make sure you also talk about stories. Because in the end, people don't remember what you said, not even what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And with stories is when we can connect with people and when we can actually lift out the human side of things. Because investors in the end are people. Don't forget about that. They're not number crunching machines. Sometimes we think about that, right? And of course then facts tell, but stories sell. So storytelling skills are super important to hone, not only the financial skills if you want to pitch. So the question is, if this is your user, or the person who needs to buy your product, what is the story? Why do we want to help him? Why does your investor want to help this person, right? Can we understand how painful it is to be without your solution? Yeah? That the reality today is not desirable. How can we convey this emotion, this understanding, and that we want to help out? And of course, what's your story? Why do you want to do the things that you want to do? What's your motivation? Why do you get up? Why do you want to drive this goal to the end, right? That we see you're passionate about what you do. Third thing, crucial, is that one pitch does not fit all. What does that mean? Sometimes I see people and they say, well, I work on my pitch, and then I have it, I got it. And they go out and they pitch, 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 and I call this spray and pray, okay? And that means that a pitch does not fit all. You have to look at who you have in front of you, where can you add value, and that will be your client or not. So don't expect like the 10 out of 10 people should buy into your product. In this room, there's maybe 100 people in this room. 1/3 of the room might not like me no matter what I do or say. 1/3 of the room are considering, do I like her or not? And the other third of the room is thinking, oh, I actually like her. So the thing is, the best salespeople focus on the third of the room that they can really help, they can really add value to. And the other people, they can find whoever can help them. And that's completely fine, that's okay. So focus your efforts on those people that you can really help. So don't make one pitch for everyone. Because in the end, the money follows value. Value first, then comes money. People don't just give you money. They give money in exchange for something else. What is that something else? Define that for you, define it for your investor. And then you have a happy marriage, I call it. All right? Woohoo. So here, these are 6 investors on this slide from a TV show called Shark Tank. How many people know Shark Tank in this room? And or Dragon's Den? Yeah, it's quite a lot of people. A TV show where you pitch 6 different investors. I always say 6 people, 6 personalities, 6 preferences, 6 portfolios, 6 everything. So who do you want on the board, on your board? Who do you want to invest with you? That's the question. And you need to think about, who do I want to work with? Because if you pick the wrong one, it's going to be very painful in the relationship. It's not only about the money, it's really a relationship. Also your employer, whoever it is, right? Think about, who do I want on board, and make the pitch fitting to that person. Do your deep dives, understand their desires, their needs, their pains, and make it matching. Be interested in them. Same with the clients. Your clients, again, what I said earlier, not everyone is your client. If that's a fact, accept it as a fact, and continue on, right? There's going to be a lot of no's in your life, and that's completely fine. All right? A no, as I said, is often a not yet. So the not yet can always become a yes. All right, so last minute, just wanted to actually highlight One of the crazy products I had made early in my business was called this one, Ultimate Pitch Experience. It's a retreat where I train people in 3.5 days to create their pitch. And people said it's crazy because no one goes to a retreat for that. A retreat is a massage, is everything, right? And I did a pitch retreat. But again, my question is, how do you add the value? And I was able to put it together, and it's still running. Okay, so it was about the specific profile. This one is not for everyone in the room, and that's okay. Maybe there's 5 people in the room that makes sense for them, specifically because of the format that it is. That's fine. So this is, okay, I'm on my time, so let's wrap it up. Pitching is a skill. That's one thing that we really should remember. I hear sometimes, I'm not good at it because I'm not made for it. It's a skill. You can learn it. Like this lady, this young girl, tries to walk. Can you imagine that you tried to walk when you were young? You tried 10 times, 20 times, and your parents said, you know what, you'll never walk, stop trying walking. Right? Can you imagine that? No, of course not. It's not about if you're going to walk, it's about when you're going to walk. The same thing here with pitching. Not if you can pitch. If you practice enough, you will be able to pitch. And that's why practice, practice, practice. The same with our hero here, right? I assume everyone knows who this is, okay? And this is the basically last thing I want to say is, he is amazing in tennis. He practiced a lot to get there. And guess what? When he was on the top, did he stop practicing tennis? No, he practiced and practiced and practiced still to stay at the top. So even if you're very good at pitching, you keep practicing, just like the champions. That's when you become a champion and stay the champion that you are. So, this is the final thing. Winners never quit and quitters never win. This is Mr. Eric Favre, who invented Nespresso. Took 15 years. He was fired almost 3 or 5 times, but he kept continuing on, and today it's a billion-dollar company. So don't quit, keep going, keep practicing, and keep in touch as well, all right? Here's my contact information, and yeah, great to have you this 20-something minutes, and good luck, guys. Go pitch 'em.